Man, all I'm gonna say is this. Madara Uchiha should be the one writing this fucking manga. He single-handedly... I'm not gonna sit here and say that he made Naruto amazing all of a sudden, because one amazing chapter that may or may not follow with equally amazing chapters is not going to be enough to make up all the bullshit that we've received over the last year and a half. So keep that in mind. Now, this chapter was fucking amazing. Naruto is actually good this week. The end of the world is here, obviously, because that never fucking happens. Hell, I think we're in an infinite Tsukiyomi, because that's the only way that Naruto could be good. Because, I mean, the way I see it, we have to be in an infinite Tsukiyomi, because what do we all want? A good fucking Naruto chapter. Madara to step up. And he fucking did. So, this chapter was great. There were some minor flaws, but generally this is going to receive a particularly high score. So, the chapter starts off actually decent. And we get to see Sai actually becoming fucking relevant to an extent. I almost thought he fucking doesn't exist anymore. And we get to see some information involving Gaara and Shukaku. Now, I had considered the possibility that this was going to be a Gaara-heavy chapter because, remember, very recently he had actually received his Biju back. So I'm thinking, okay, this chapter is going to be about development for them. Because, you know, Shukaku's been absent out of his body for pretty much the entirety of Shippuden. And that's not the way it went. It was just a few pages. And it's fucking hilarious because the Shukaku's like, no, I'm not helping Naruto, blah, blah, blah. And Gaara's like, okay, I'll just do it without you or whatever. I mean, I need you to use my power, but I didn't order you. Pretty much just asked for a favor. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. And then he says, I'll ask someone else to help me. And you know confident motherfuckers like the Shukaku are going to go, no, no one else is taking my spot, no one else is helping, I'll prove I'm a badass. So it's a type of manipulation where you basically get somebody to do something and they think it's their idea when it's not. It's actually your idea. That was fucking crazy. Maybe it was accidental on Gaara's part, maybe it's accidental on Kishi's part, but the fact of the matter is, Gaara pretty much tricked him into doing what Gaara wanted, and Shukaku thinks it's his idea. I thought that was fucking crazy. And basically, you know, they get along, and Shukaku basically says something good about Naruto to an extent, saying, I see you became good friends with the Fox Boy. Granted, this manga panda translation, so, yeah. And, you know, he says, I'm not going to lose to that stupid fox. It's a sense of competition of sorts. And the other Biju are willing to help as well. And here's where the chapter starts to fucking decline. First, Madara, you see a close-up of him, and he smiles. And I was like, oh my god, trump card, here it comes, I know it. And because Obito's gone, we're focusing on Madara. This is every bit of reason to start that trump card. And the chapter was entitled Shift. Now, I was expecting it to be a dramatic shift in the story, like a complete 180, like holy shit, something good, something where the plot is actually changing up, almost like a complete redirection of where this war is going. I expected that. I did not expect that the word shift was going to be taken so fucking literally that they were going to switch places on some fucking Captain Ginyu level shit. Well, actually, we don't really know for sure if Obito's within the Rin Tensei, I'm not the Rin Tensei, the Edo Tensei body. I can only assume so. Whatever. So basically, before the awesomeness happens, Obito, Kakashi, and Minato are chilling. Kakashi leaves and says, okay, Minato, stay with him. And Obito tries to go for some redemption. And he starts to do the fucking Rin Tensei. Part of me hated it, part of me liked it. Well, the only part of me that liked it was Neji comes back to life. I like Neji. He's one of my favorite Konoha 11. Here's the problem, though. As much as I like him, I don't want to see his character go to waste with that freedom bird flying out metaphor, and then he just come back to life, because Naruto's war arc already is pissing everybody off, because Bleach war arc is doing so much better. In a war, people are supposed to die. Dead people, Shinigami, in Bleach are actually dying. In Naruto, fuckers are being brought back to life. The shit. And I'll admit, Kishi did okay with killing off Shikaku and Inoichi, and most importantly, Neji. Someone, I didn't think any of the Konoha 11 were going to die. And Rin Tensei starts to go, and I'm like, oh my god, Kishi, you are single-handedly fucking up one of the few things you actually did good in this war, and that was actually kill off a major character. I applauded. I was sad, but I applauded that Kishi actually manned the fuck up and killed off one of his characters. Well, it could have been a little better, but it was done fairly well. And the stuff with Naruto and Hinata afterwards was icing on the cake of sorts. So he's single-handedly about to fuck everything up. Rin Tensei no Jutsu, and I'm like, fuck. And then, next thing you know, Madara Uchiha fucking steals the show. You see these hands come up off the ground, and I'm like, okay, what's this? And you look closer, Black Zetsu. Now I'm gonna help too. Let's switch. And fucking, oh my god. Yes, Madara actually fucking does something. Fucking Black Zetsu coats over Obito and says, sorry, Obito, this is what I exist for in the end. So I thought to myself, okay, I never really understood the purpose of Black Zetsu. He was stalking those feudal lords or whatever, but that's not really a purpose. What was he made for? What was the point of him? And then I realized this was his fucking trump card. He had planned this, and the reason why he had waited was because he wanted him to be weakened, and extracting the Biju from Obito weakened him, which would not kill him because supposedly the Ghetto shell has a tremendous life force that essentially grants him a little life of sorts, so he doesn't die, despite having fucking 7 and some change Biju pulled out of him. I'm saying and some change because, of course, he doesn't have the full 8 and 9 tails, but whatever. So, Rin Tensei no Jutsu, bam. And next thing you know, finally I can fight normally. And you see Madara's body just sort of, I don't know, I'm looking at it, I don't know if he's collapsed forward because his hair's kind of down, like he's almost passed out or something. And he says, finally I can fight normally. I'll get back to that in just a moment. And the last thing you see is, at last, the feeling of a real body. I can feel my blood surge and my skin dance as I fight. And his face looks like Orochimaru when he got his arms back. Like, yes, my body. And fucking yes. And basically, what I'm going to leave off with is, finally I can fight normally. Now, maybe this is the translations that are weird, but they're implying that now he's unrestricted. I don't see how a living body that can die, that has limited chakra, can allow you to fight normally. Edo Tensei has just always been superior. And I get that you can now feel your body perfectly, feel your blood flow. That makes sense, but it hinders the fuck out of your fighting capability. So I'm wondering, maybe now he can do something that he couldn't do before. Perhaps become the host for various Biju. Maybe become the Jubi host himself like Obito was, and actually fucking wreck shit. Actually fucking kill somebody. So Kishi was eating his Wheaties this week, and when he said, I'm taking a week break, Naruto is gonna enter its final phase, he wasn't fucking shitting. Not at all. Not at fucking all. Awesome chapter, 5 out of 5. The only thing I could say negative about this chapter, which is not enough to decrease the score by any significant amount, was Obito trying to redeem himself. And Kakashi even said, you should stay alive and atone for your sins and all that other horse shit. But Obito's like, no, this is how I atone. I don't deserve to live and be graced upon whatever. And I'm like, dude, that's the first smart thing you fucking said all fucking arc. So he Rin Tensei's, and yes, Kishi, and he trolled us. He trolled us so hard. He's like, I'm happy-go-lucky Kishi. I can't kill anybody off in this war arc. I'm gonna bring back Neji. No, Madara Uchiha saving the day. And the irony of it is he's saving the day by ruining the day. Him getting more power, theoretically, and killing off more people, theoretically, makes our day better. Because at the end of the day, we need some sort of conflict, some sort of sense of danger in order for there to be any actual plot, in order for us to actually enjoy what we're seeing. So we're potentially seeing Madara Uchiha killing off people, maybe Sai, maybe some of the other Konoha 11, etc., etc. And if Madara Uchiha fails to kill at least one person, I'm going to be pissed. Now, a lot of people need to understand, this is not an absolute guarantee that Neji will not come back to life. Even though I think it's highly unlikely Madara Uchiha will not, do the Rin Tensei, there's that remote possibility. I believe he won't because he wasn't like Obito, who was manipulated from a young age. He's had decades upon decades upon decades to further his strength and his ideals, and he wasn't manipulated. He wasn't. He came out with this all on his own. He's equally as evil as Orochimaru. But then again, he technically turned good. But whatever. So that's all for the chapter, essentially. I had this theory, and I had it from the very same chapter that Orochimaru summoned Hokages. A lot of people are going to say, well, I had this theory first, and I'm not going to sit here and say that I was the very first one to come up with this theory, but I did come up with it without any influence from anybody else. I said, what if Orochimaru is going to take Madara or Obito's body, an Uchiha body? Couldn't do it to Itachi, so he went for someone weaker, Sasuke. Couldn't do it to Sasuke, so why would he do it to someone stronger like Madara? Because he has the fucking Hokages. That theory started to die down once the Hokage started, you know, losing arms and shit. But, hey, we can actually realistically see it happening. So, yes, awesome chapter. I can't fucking wait to see what happens next week. Thank you all for watching. I am Logia Master 666. Time for a Bleach review. That's going to be interesting. And I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you liked my caffeine-enhanced rambling, because I think it works well for my reviews. If you enjoy, leave a like, leave a subscription, and I will see you guys next time. Sayonara.